Every woman shows her true character, not in the words she speaks, but in the silent tests life throws at her. You don't need to ask her 100 questions, just observe these quiet moments, and you'll know exactly who she is. One of the most powerful silent tests of a woman's character is how she responds to delayed gratification. This doesn't just apply to material things, it applies to patience, loyalty, and vision for the future. In a world where instant rewards dominate everything, the ability to wait, to trust the process, and to support long term growth is a rare trait. A woman who understands delayed gratification reveals maturity, discipline, and emotional strength. On the other hand, one who demands everything instantly shows you exactly how fragile her foundation truly is. Think about it. Anyone can smile and stay content when everything is handed to them immediately. But character is not tested in moments of abundance. It is tested in the waiting period, in the space between where you are and where you want to be. A woman who can stay committed during that waiting period proves that she is not addicted to the rush of instant pleasure, but invested in the stability of long-term vision. That is where her true nature shines. Imagine you are working on your career, building your business, or trying to elevate yourself financially and emotionally. During this time, you cannot provide the same level of luxury or attention that another man might offer instantly. How does she respond? Does she nag, complain, and compare? Or does she encourage, motivate, and remind you why patience pays off? Her reaction in these moments tells you everything you need to know, because a woman who cannot handle delayed gratification will abandon you at the first sight of struggle and run towards whoever offers her immediate comfort. This test also reveals her relationship with discipline. A woman who has mastered delayed gratification shows signs of self-control in many areas of life. Her spending habits, her health, her attitude toward relationships, even the way she manages emotions. She does not fall for every shiny distraction that comes her way. She can say no to unnecessary drama, no to temporary temptations, and yes to growth that takes time. She is not chasing thrills, she is building something steady. That type of character cannot be faked. On the other side, when a woman cannot tolerate waiting, it becomes obvious. She will always want the latest, the fastest, the most convenient solution. Her emotions will swing depending on how quickly her desires are fulfilled. She may demand constant reassurance, constant gifts, or instant results from you because patience is absent in her mindset. This makes her unreliable in the long run because the moment life requires endurance, she collapses. Her desire for instant satisfaction outweighs her ability to build a meaningful future. This silent test also applies to emotional gratification. Can she wait for deeper intimacy, or does she rush into shallow connections? Can she handle moments when you are busy, focused, or temporarily distant? Or does she create drama to pull attention back to herself? These small patterns reveal whether she is emotionally stable or emotionally dependent. True character is measured not when she receives love instantly, but when she trusts the bond even in moments of waiting. Her response to delayed gratification is also a mirror of how she views growth. Life is not about quick wins. It is about the ability to stay consistent even when results take time. A woman who understands this will never pressure you to rush through your journey. She knows that greatness takes time, and she would rather walk with you through the process than demand shortcuts. This is not just love, it is wisdom. And wisdom in a partner is worth more than beauty, charm, or temporary excitement. One of the clearest silent tests of a woman's true character is how she behaves when you are struggling. Anyone can stand by your side when things are going well, when success is visible, when money is flowing, and when your life looks appealing to the outside world. But struggle strips away the illusions. It is during your lowest moments that her loyalty, her patience, and her authenticity are revealed. If you want to know a woman's character, watch her closely when you have little to offer except your presence. Struggle exposes what comfort hides. A woman who is only attached to the benefits of being with you will slowly distance herself when those benefits fade. She may not leave immediately, but her energy will shift, her tone, her attention, her willingness to invest in the relationship. She becomes colder, less supportive, and more critical. This is the kind of woman who was never truly with you. She was with the lifestyle, the image, or the comfort you provided. Struggle unmasks her. But a woman of depth reacts differently. When you are struggling, she doesn't magnify your weakness. She balances it. She reminds you of your strengths. She encourages your progress. And she doesn't measure your worth by your temporary condition. Instead of making you feel smaller, she makes you feel capable. Her presence becomes a form of stability, not another storm you have to endure. This kind of reaction shows you that she is not just present for the good chapters, but committed to the entire story. Pay close attention to her language during your struggle. Does she constantly criticize you, compare you to others, or plant seeds of doubt? Or does she use words that build, uplift, and redirect your focus to solutions? Her words reflect her heart. If she attacks when you are already down, it reveals not only a lack of loyalty, but also a lack of empathy. On the other hand, if her words remind you of your potential, then her character is rooted in patience and vision. Another sign is how she handles her own needs during your difficult period. Some women will demand even more when you have less to give, more attention, more gifts, more validation, ignoring the fact that you are already carrying heavy burdens. This reveals selfishness and emotional immaturity, but a woman of character knows how to adjust. She does not stop expressing her needs, but she balances them with compassion. She understands that relationships are not about constant receiving, they are about timing, sacrifice, and endurance. Struggle also exposes whether she is loyal in silence. When you are down, does she keep her focus on you, or does she seek attention elsewhere? Some women use a man's vulnerable season as an excuse to explore other options, to entertain others, or to fill the gap with external validation. They may justify it by saying, I wasn't getting what I needed. But loyalty is not tested when everything is abundant. It is tested when you have less to give. Her choices during this period will tell you if she values commitment or only convenience. Her actions in your struggle also reveal her inner security. An insecure woman will panic when your life becomes unstable. She fears the future, and instead of supporting you, she transfers her fear onto you through constant pressure. A secure woman, however, remains steady. She may feel the weight of uncertainty, but she does not allow fear to dictate her behavior. Instead, she channels her energy into faith, trust, and encouragement. This difference is crucial because a secure woman adds strength to your struggle, while an insecure one multiplies your stress. Ultimately, how she acts when you are struggling tells you whether her love is situational or foundational. Struggle strips away the luxury, the image, and the convenience, leaving only character exposed. A woman who stands tall with you in those seasons is not just a partner. She is a reflection of resilience itself. One of the most telling silent tests of a woman's true character is how she treats the powerless, the people who hold no authority over her, who cannot provide her with status, wealth, or advantage. The way she interacts with waiters, cleaners, drivers, cashiers, or even strangers on the street reveals more about her than how she treats those she wants to impress. Because kindness shown to the powerful may be nothing more than strategy, but kindness shown to the powerless is a reflection of genuine humility. Every woman can put on a smile for you, your family, or your friends. She can behave in a way that looks respectful when she knows eyes are on her. But the silent test is in those small, unguarded moments when she speaks to a server in a restaurant, when she acknowledges or ignores someone who holds no importance in her world. If arrogance shows up in those moments, then arrogance is who she truly is. If respect shows up, then respect is embedded in her character. When a woman looks down on the powerless, it reveals her inner value system. It shows that she divides people by utility, by what they can do for her. This mindset may seem harmless at first, but eventually it will surface in the relationship. Because once the excitement fades, or once you fail to meet her expectations, she will look at you the same way she looks at those she devalues: disposable, replaceable, unworthy of respect. A woman who cannot honor the humanity in others will eventually fail to honor it in you. On the other hand, when a woman carries humility, it shines through her actions. She doesn't treat people based on their title or their bank balance. She treats people based on their humanity. You will notice it in the way she says thank you to someone who serves her, the way she makes eye contact with someone others ignore, the way she speaks without belittling. These small habits speak louder than any words she could tell you about her values. The way she treats the powerless also reveals how she will handle power when she has it. If she abuses authority in small interactions, she will magnify that behavior when given more influence. But if she shows grace and fairness when no one is watching, it is a clear sign she can be trusted with greater responsibility. Her character is consistent regardless of who stands before her. That consistency is what makes her trustworthy. This silent test also measures empathy. True empathy is not selective. It does not limit itself to people who look impressive or who can provide benefit. A woman who naturally extends kindness to the powerless has a heart that can connect beyond self-interest. This type of woman is not only safe to trust, but also brings peace into a relationship. Because her empathy ensures that even in conflict, she will not strip you of dignity, and even in disagreement, she will not forget your humanity. Pay attention to how she reacts when no one is watching. Does she show patience when service is slow, or does she explode in entitlement? Does she tip generously when she can, or does she treat generosity as unnecessary? These choices are not random. They are reflections of her worldview, and that worldview will shape the relationship you build with her. Another silent test that reveals a woman's true character is how she reacts when you set boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are lines of respect that protect your time, your energy, and your values. A woman's response to these limits shows you whether she truly respects you as a man or whether she only respects the benefits she can get from you. Many people can act loving when everything is in their favor, but the moment you say no, the truth of their character surfaces. A boundary is not about control. It is about balance. It could be as simple as telling her you need space to focus on work, or that you don't tolerate disrespectful behavior, or that you have standards for how you want to be treated. In these moments, pay attention to her reaction. Does she listen, process, and adjust? Or does she argue, guilt trip, and push harder against what you've made clear? Her response to boundaries tells you whether she sees you as an equal or as someone to be manipulated. When a woman respects boundaries, she demonstrates emotional maturity. She understands that a relationship is not about getting her way all the time. She knows that your needs are just as important as hers, and that compromise is essential. Instead of seeing boundaries as restrictions, she sees them as guidelines that make the relationship healthier. This kind of woman does not interpret no as rejection. She interprets it as clarity, and clarity builds trust. But when a woman resists boundaries, her behavior reveals entitlement. She may challenge your limits, try to bend your rules, or even punish you with silence, attitude, or withdrawal. This is not about love, it is about power. A woman who constantly pushes against your boundaries is showing you that she does not respect your authority over your own life. And if she cannot respect your small boundaries now, she will not respect bigger ones later. Boundaries also expose how a woman handles control. Some women use charm, pressure, or even emotional blackmail to test how far they can push. They may say, "If you loved me, you would do this for me," or they may dismiss your limits as unnecessary. This is not love. It is manipulation. Pay close attention to these responses because they indicate how she will behave in more serious situations. If she refuses to honor your no, it means she values her desires above your dignity. On the other hand, when a woman values you, she will honor your boundaries, even if she does not fully agree with them. She may ask questions, she may want clarity, but ultimately she will respect the line you draw. That reaction is not weakness, it is strength. Because it shows she can manage her own emotions without forcing them on you. Respect for boundaries is respect for the relationship itself. Her reaction also reveals how she views leadership. A secure woman does not feel threatened by boundaries. She understands that structure brings safety and that your strength to set limits protects both of you. But an insecure or self centered woman will view boundaries as obstacles. She will see them as a challenge to overcome rather than a standard to honor. The difference between the two is the difference between peace and constant conflict. Pay attention as well to consistency. Some women will respect boundaries when things are calm, but test them again during arguments or emotional highs. This inconsistency shows instability. A woman of character remains steady regardless of her mood. She does not weaponize emotions to cross lines. That steadiness is what makes her trustworthy in the long run. Silence is one of the most powerful tests of character. It strips away distractions, removes the noise of constant conversation, and reveals who a person really is when there is nothing to hide behind. A woman's behavior in silence shows you her level of peace, her ability to handle stillness, and the true state of her inner world. While many can mask insecurity with words, jokes, or endless activity, silence exposes whether she is calm within or whether she requires constant drama to feel alive.